What's up, my brother?
What's up, man?
Not much. First, happy belated birthday. You turned
Oh,
27, right?
yeah, 27. Thank you, man.
Nice, man.
Appreciate it.
Always good to make it another year, man.
Yeah.
So, Coach Eric is probably an early riser if he's up at this time. I'm an early riser if he's up at this time. So, Coach, we won't take a lot of your time. Just first tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Eric. A lot of people also know me as Eriquito. It just means little Eric in Spanish. It's just a nickname I had growing up. My family called me that. A lot of close friends and family call me
Mhm.
that. Um, but I actually moved up to Connecticut about a little over a year ago. I've been up here for maybe about a year and a half, a little bit less. And what do I do? I do a lot of things. I'm actually a full-time engineer.
Nice.
But my real passion is coaching. When I was in college, I've worked at the gym for a little over 10 years now. I have a little over 4 years of being a personal trainer experience. It helped me pay the bills, helped me pay for tuition. First generation college student, so I kind of just took my time with it, would take semester off and work at the gym and then kind of pay for the next one until I got done. So I moved up here for my engineering job, but then I found Lightning Fitness,
Mhm.
which is probably the best community I've ever discovered. And, a few weeks ago, I mean, I've been doing it on and off for a couple months now, decided to wholeheartedly pursue my passion and still work my job, but like really put a lot of time and effort into my coaching business, Silverback Strength.
Smart, smart. You said a couple of things that I want to highlight that's just really, really, really good is that you're engineering. What is that about? What makes you do that?
Yeah, so I'm ever since, I mean, shit, when I was in high school, I didn't even think I was going to go to college, to be honest. But, being a first generation college student, I chose engineering because I was always pretty good at math and science. It's always kind of piqued my interest.
Hmm.
And, you know, growing up, you always hear STEM. So STEM majors are the way to have stability, right? There's no point in getting an arts degree, whatever it may be. And I mean, not knowing any better, my parents very uneducated. They don't know any different. So I was like, all right, that's the way to go then. So I decided to do engineering. Mostly because of that. It was hard as hell. Let me tell you that much. I went to school for mechanical engineering, and it took me 7 years to get my bachelor's degree because I took semesters off and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff. So it took me a long
yeah.
ass time, and it was hard, but it was worth it. I got a lot of financial stability now, and I like to think of it. I'm a big nerd, big into gaming and a lot of video games. Like I make this joke a lot. A lot of video games. There's like the main mission, and there's a bunch of side quests you can do. And sometimes there's really, really hard side quests that you can do, but they give you something that make the main mission just that so much easier. And I
Uh,
think to me, engineering was my really fucking hard side mission that has given me a lot of discipline. It's given me a lot of better understanding of business, better understanding of how to work hard. I mean, my work ethic because of it. And now I can I have this financial stability to pursue what I love, right? So I think,
Beautiful, man.
yeah, I'm grateful for where I'm at right now.
Beautiful. So let me pick your brain on this part because if you're into gaming, I was like, he has really good content and how it looks. So I was like, either either he knows a lot about graphics or gaming or something. And I read a little bit about you being into gaming. Are you into gaming like where you have like the gaming chair, the lights, and all of that stuff?
Yeah, I got like a I got like a little setup. It's
Yep.
not as good as I want it to be because I've been super busy, but I built my PC.
Nice.
So I got like four monitors. Um, and I got you on a ring light right now that I used to stream on Twitch a lot too because I was super into gaming. So I got
Nice, nice.
everything. I'm trying to make my space better. That's something I've been lacking is like taking ownership of my space. It used to be
Yeah,
dead. I used to not even have any of these posters or anything.
I
So
hear you.
I'm working on it little by little. But I love it, right? Yeah. So that's kind of the end goal is to make this my little gaming space and
I
office.
love it. I love it. Now, I'm a member at Lightning too. I've been in Lightning since the old one. I freaking love Lightning. With you coming to Lightning, did that spark for you to go harder as a personal trainer?
I think I would. I would say so. I mean, I've been training. I struggled a lot with depression when I first moved up here, leaving my family behind. My wife and I are here alone. We don't really have much family up
Wow.
here.
Okay.
So I put on a lot of weight last year, and I was just at normal commercial gym, which is totally fine. It's got everything I need.
Mhm.
But I discovered Lightning, and I thought, my big thing is this is what I'd love to do. And I want to compete in bodybuilding next year. And I want to be the best athlete that I can be, on top of also
Right.
developing myself, like, business wise, mentally, whatever it may be. And, I've always heard the saying, like, a fish will only grow as big as the fish tank it's in. So I decided I might as well start swimming with the sharks,
Yeah.
because the number of elite level athletes that work out at Lightning, it's motivating, man. And it was very intimidating at first. It was very
Yeah.
intimidating,
Yeah.
but it helped me boost my confidence enough to go harder with my coaching business, because I realized, like, everybody there was super nice. I put myself through the grit, through the grind. I know you kind of saw on my Instagram this year, I kind of put myself through a transformation to use
Awesome,
myself as
too. Awesome,
marketing.
man.
To use myself as marketing. To be honest, I don't want to be that personal trainer who doesn't, people are coming to me to look better and I don't look the best myself either, right?
Love
So
it.
yeah, I think Lightning has helped, man. I've met a lot of really good people there, and it's helped me boost my confidence, because it made me realize, like, I just got to focus on myself, right? And that's the big thing that you learn at Lightning, because there's a lot of monsters in there. There's a lot of really strong people,
Lot,
a lot.
lot.
So it taught me to just come in and, like, hey, as long as I know I'm coming in every single day and putting in that work, that's all that matters, right? I'm being a better version of myself every day, and that's all you can really do, right? You
Absolutely,
can't really compare yourself to
absolutely.
the others around you.
When I first joined Lightning, I joined at the old one. So the old one was cool. The old one had no heat, no AC. Um,
Yeesh.
and when I joined, the time I would go, I was going around like noon. So it was only like four people in the gym at that time. And Matt was one of the people. And I literally saw Matt and his boy. They were log pressing like 315,
Oh my God.
having a conversation. And
Dude,
I'm in the corner, like squatting like four some change, and I'm looking at them log press this
yeah,
while having
casually talking.
and I was like, yo, this is not normal. And then I went to, at that time they had it was divided into like two big parts.
Yeah.
I went to the second part, and it was like a guy in the corner. No yelling, no talking, none of that. Casually squatting over 600. No yelling, no any
Nothing.
of that. And I was like, where am I at? And
Yeah.
so same reason I was like, if you want to get better, Drew,
You got
you
to
got to
surround
go where some,
yourself with the best, man.
got to
That's
go where
part of the
there.
game. That's
Yeah. So
everything. Fitness,
e-
business, life.
everything. Now you said something that I want to celebrate. You coming out of depression. What was that like as a man and as a engineer, as a husband? What was that like going through depression?
For me, it was very tough, man. I feel like, you know, success comes in different forms. And I think graduating college, I can say that I have financial success because, I'm a young professional. I have a full-time job. But there was a lot of other things that I really struggle with, especially because fitness has always been a part of my life, and that's something that kind of took a back burner sacrifice with the whole move and everything up here. And I think the hardest part is just being hard on myself, and also self love, self respect, right? Because the one thing I noticed, which I tell all my clients, is like there's a feedback loop that happens in your brain, and I was really stuck in like what I call like a negative feedback loop where I knew there was something I needed to do, wanted to do. For example, lose weight. I knew that I had put on a lot of weight, and it's hard, right? It's hard. It's not easy. It never is. If it was easy, everybody would be ripped. Everybody would be jacked. So, I knew there was something I wanted to do, and I would tell myself, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That time would come. It'd be just a little too difficult for me to want to get out of bed. I wouldn't do it, and I would beat myself up about it. I would be
Mm,
super hard on myself and say, damn, like I didn't do it. I'm such a piece of crap, whatever it may be, and just constantly get stuck in this negative loop. And it was hard. It was hard because obviously my wife and I have an amazing relationship, so she helped me, like, kind of walked me off the ledge multiple times, right? Because it was a tough time. And that I will say that the one thing that I'm super grateful for about our relationship is that she's taught me how to talk. I mean, how to be open with my emotions, because it's real, man.
beautiful, man.
It's
Beautiful.
real. And growing up, very traditional Latino family, men are, you're not supposed to.
You
I
don't
mean, you don't
talk
talk about
yet.
your
Yeah.
feelings. You bottle it all up, and that's what I was growing up. I became the man in the house at a very young age. So whatever was going on, it was just, I would just go to my room and cry at night and then come back the next morning and be like, hey, everything's totally fine. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I think that's our relationship has helped me a lot with that. It's just like finding somebody that you can actually talk to about it and vocalize things, because it's hard when everything is up here. It's very detrimental to your own health, man.
Man, Eric, I can't tell you how much I appreciate another guy saying that. My whole page is based on helping men
Oh, okay.
get unstuck, literally, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because similar to you, like in African American household, you don't talk about
Yeah.
stuff like not your emotions. You talk about the bills.
Yeah.
You talk about how you're gonna pay the bills, and you talk about just other things, but you don't talk about your emotions, and we don't realize bottling all that up leads to
It
depression.
slowly
Like,
kills you, man. It slowly kills you.
absolutely. I want to ask you a question before we let you go. What would you tell men in general who are like, they came to you and they're like, Eric, I'm battling a lot of stuff, like some depression, I'm overweight. What would be some advice or some tips you would give them?
Yeah, so I think for me and for anybody, the best thing that you can do is, as a coach, I tell all my clients that, I'm a fitness coach, but at the end of the day, we have a relationship together. It's all about communication. And that's what I'm here for, is to support people, support you with the tough times, support you with the things that you're struggling with, because it's real. It's for everybody, man, woman, whatever you may be. And, and I do understand some people kind of struggle and say, I don't have that kind of relationship to talk to somebody about. But you got to understand, like, you have a relationship with yourself also, and that's a very strong relationship that needs to be built and worked on. Whether it be journaling, whether it be just, I have two dogs also, so like I talk to them a lot. In reality, I'm just kind of talking out loud to
Yeah,
myself, right? So building that relationship with yourself, and understanding that it's a very real thing, and emotions, everybody has them, right? It's not a problem to feel that way. It's a matter of kind of understanding why you're feeling that way, to see what you can do about it, see how you can improve it. And I think that's the one thing that I was really struggling with last year, is like, man, I'm depressed. It took me a long time to figure out, like, man, maybe I should dig deep into why am I depressed, instead of just kind of, man, I'm just depressed. You know what I
no,
mean?
yeah, yeah. It's hard because I think as humans in general, as men in general, you don't want to ever think that something's wrong with you. But
Yeah.
it's like, no, something's not wrong with you. Something's throwing something off within you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually it's usually bottled
Yeah.
emotions, that you just
But
held on to. But it doesn't mean
you
something
gotta let it out, man.
got
And
to.
whether it be talking to somebody like this, talking to yourself, or journaling it's gotta be there needs to be a place for that to go, right? Because it's a lot of toxic emotion, and if you just bottle that all up inside, it's gonna hurt you in the long run.
Sweet, sweet. Eric, I want to give you a tip. You could take it or you could leave it, but I
Okay.
think you could separate yourself in the fitness world with this tip, I believe. I've been a trainer for over 13 years and slowly just moving away from it, but I still have love for helping people who help people in general. But I think if you get your clients together, even if it's like at a park or somewhere once a month, and you guys journal together and you guys talk together, I think the amount of impact that will have
Yeah.
on them as you being their trainer, but also being like a guide in their life. Because as we know, people open up to trainers
Yeah.
because the trainer sees you at your most vulnerable place.
Yeah.
Usually, if it's early in the morning, there's no makeup, there's nothing, you're barely awake. But I think if you consider that, if it's online or if it's in person, you guys all meet together and be like, yo, we're going to journal for
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes and just talk. I think you can save a lot of lives,
Yeah.
especially men who don't really
Absolutely.
open up.
That sounds great. That's something I'm working towards right now. Is actually, most of my clients are online,
Sweet.
so I do a lot of coaching calls like this. I give everybody the opportunity. Hey, if you want to do a coaching call and just chat about the week, chat about any problems you're having, like, I'm more than happy to
Sweet.
help. As my community kind of grows, is I'm trying to get something like that started, where, hey, we're gonna have a group session every, I don't know, every Saturday, for example. If you want to hop on in and chat, we'll have a topic to go over. We can journal, we can talk about stuff, and you know.
That'll be powerful. It'll be powerful, man, because the last thing the fitness industry needs is just you did something really good on one of your videos, which I love. You started off with like the secret to losing weight,
Oh,
and then you're
yeah.
like, yo, there's
There's no secret.
there's no secret. But the last thing we need is somebody out here yelling out, you just gotta be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
dude, when you're depressed, you're not thinking about calorie deficits.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so it could be a beautiful thing with that. But Eric, I've really learned a lot from you today and a lot about you. And I'm happy to hear another man talk about talking, depression, moving out of it.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear a trainer say, hey, I still have my full-time job.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Chasing the dream with some reality.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
along the way. So Eric, if it was one thing you would leave our audience today with, any word or any encouragement, what would it be?
One thing I tell all my clients is another thing that's really helped me when I was depressed is celebrate the wins. However small it is, man, getting out of bed, whatever it may be, anything that's hard and you happen to do it one day, that's a win in my book. And to me, I call it a snowball effect. Every little win piles up and eventually it turns into an avalanche of success. So that's the one thing I tell all my people is like, no matter how hard it is, at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, I have my routine, but sometimes I wake up late. I have the things that I got to do and I got to do them at another time. It happens to all of us. But instead of beating yourself up and harping on the negative things that happen, you got to celebrate those wins, man, because you manifest success that way. And that's another thing I notice is you got to celebrate the wins, bring that positive energy, and it might start small. But over time, that snowball gets bigger and bigger, and so you have an avalanche of success. So
I
that's
love it,
that's
man.
what I leave for people.
I love it, man. So if you guys didn't get that part, then I don't know what else. Like, that's good. I want you guys to do me a favor. Go follow Eric, right? I so much respect for him. Me and Eric have never met in person before,
Yeah.
but just so much respect for him and seeing his page and doing this interview. So go follow him, show some love. If you need some online work, go work with him. You hear that he does this. But he said 3 words that I want you to take for the rest of the year. Celebrate the wins.
Celebrate the wins.
Celebrate the wins.
No matter
So guys,
how small, man.
no matter how small, man, celebrate the wins, they're wins. So Eric, I'm pretty sure we'll be talking again in the future. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I would love to have you one day on the podcast so we can just get you to just
I would love it, man.
and talk.
I would love it.
We'll get that working. But Eric, have a good morning and a good day, my brother, and thank you so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I appreciate you having me on. Much love.
Much love, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.